Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. We got a special for you today, continuing our Halloween theme for October. We have Casper and Wendy collection, all the classic 50s and 60s cartoon shorts. It's about an hour and a half worth cut together. This is available on Tubi if you want to watch along later. But let's get this started. Hey, Gorilla, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I could join you for a little bit here, for a couple minutes here. But I got my daughter this weekend, so
Oh, that's good.
I'm making a special lunch today. So I got to go cut up potatoes here pretty soon.
No.
I didn't think Casper actually got a TV show.
It wasn't a proper TV show. It's sort of like Looney Tunes. It's a bunch of shorts.
What?
It's a bunch of shorter cartoons that got. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got a kid talking to you. She wants to say hi. Say hi.
Hi, kid.
Say hi. Oh, Germ says hi, anyhow. Yeah.
On this?
Yeah. Yeah, she don't understand the microphone yet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna mute myself here real quick.
Casper's come a long way since then.
Hi, Jane.
Both the kids say hi. And this show looks old.
Very. It's from the 50s.
What, they remake Casper or something?
Yeah, this is a remake. Casper is actually quite old, a good bit older than this.
Hi.
Hey, you gotta talk to this. Yeah, she tried to say hi.
Yeah. And he walked through a tree. I guess he's a little less transparent that way.
Yeah, whitewash. That's another word for a primer, right?
Yeah.
Hey, the fighter's keepers on the dentures, right?
Yeah. Yep. Wrong ass.
Yeah, that's the wrong donkey. I thought I was done listening to that skit in grade school.
Yeah, I'm having a little trouble hearing you, gorilla.
I thought I was done listening to this shit in grade school.
I'm sure there's some of them that have grade school in it. Hey, LDG, welcome to the show. Both links are
Hey,
pinned up top.
Put
Hey, Pickles.
right there.
I was about to say, wasn't Wendy a ghost?
Oh, Wendy's supposed to be a witch.
Okay, and apparently, Remini here wants to be a witch also.
Yeah, that's a good Halloween idea. It's a dirty trick by Casper. You gotta pay him 10 cents.
Is the moon made out of cheese, though?
Not in this one. I bet. Take a lie even out of a ghost to fly 300,000 kilometers. Yes, there's a lot of men on the moon. Oh, tree people on the moon.
Are they the Ents? They really pussied out once their fire got put out.
Yep. Oh, he planted the trees. Automatic transmission, not a broom. What's to understand? You have a jealous pal. Hey, good morning, Admiral Teague. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Teague, how's it going? I think this is the longest I've gotten the kids' attention on a show, other than Elsa.
Oh yeah, the classics will do that. Thanks for that, Tig. Is it still blackface if he's a ghost?
I literally just shared something on this, you know? The only time blackface is acceptable is in the Navy. If you're in a life or death situation, if you want, I'll send it to you.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty funny.
Sure. Morning, Tig.
Good morning. About what year is it? 1952, 3?
Mid-50s.
All right, I wasn't as far off as I thought. I was thinking the first thought was about that, but I was like, maybe it's a little later. That spitting the ink joke really made me start to wonder where we were in time.
Yeah, they first started coming out around 54, I believe it was.
Yeah, you can't see the spitting ink anymore. Everybody will accuse you of doing blackface.
That was the thing that made me wonder if it was earlier. You know, it's like my first guess was like 1960. I wasn't. It's useful to be a ghost. Guys, I never meant it quite this way before, but can I just say, what's the point of being alive? Look at what all Casper's got going for him.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these are scattered out through mid to late 50s, early 60s, I believe. Like this one's 57.
I think they're still making one here and there up until around 1970 because there's another more familiar iteration that's a little more modern than this one that I think I've seen. It's a little thinner. He's a little different.
They're definitely making more still. I think it was like 10 years ago they had a live action CGI movie that starred Hilary Duff.
And 10 years before that, didn't they try it once before, maybe with Christina Ricci? Isn't it aren't there 2 attempts at this now?
There's several.
Yeah. The thing is, the core concept is too damn sad.
3 or 4 that I've seen throughout since the 90s.
Isn't the idea the core concept is just too damn sad? It's a child who didn't make it.
Friendly ghost has a friend.
That part is cool, but the part where you think about it, that he's a child that didn't make it, you know, this ghost is a ghost of a child, not a ghost of someone who lived a full life.
But that's just a fact of life when Casper first came out.
That's
Casper's
why I wonder.
As old as the Looney Tunes.
That's true, and also like I wonder if all the people who were lost, especially children during the 1918-1919 flu pandemic, didn't did influence this, right? A lot of people kind of thought of this concept. Maybe there's friendly child ghosts.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
girl.
guess
I didn't mean to
Gorilla's
scare you
kids.
off.
Oh no, he's dealing with a couple of kids.
I love the mix of real and fake German.
Now he's actually going to finish it.
Is this at the afterlife as well? Is that why Casper can hang out with Schubert?
No, this is actual Germany.
So he's just warped back in time to Germany to hang out with Schubert. Like I said, what's the point?
Yeah. Legally, he's not Schubert. He's just some other guy.
No, I think he's allowed to be Schubert because he exists before copyright. And also public figures can be named. Hey, Gorilla.
Yeah, hey there. Yeah, look how cheap everything was back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 shots for a quarter. Wow.
Let me take a look at that. We said this is 1955. Let me take a look at
This is 57.
My mom graduated from high school.
I really think that guy should move out of the city and left into the country.
Yeah. And after all this, Chopin there is going to get blamed for stealing all that stuff.
All right, so I just looked something up real quick. $1 in October of 57 has the same buying power as $10.88 in September of 2023.
Rather depressing how bad inflation has been.
It stayed. The only difference is if wages and the average wage just kept pace. But yeah, so because it's 100, it's exactly $1 is now 10.88. It's what 108% decrease in the buying power of money. So when it was 25 cents, it would be like 2.75 now. Insane. This is bringing back PTSD from watching Ahsoka.
This is Kyria from Ahsoka.
The animation is better than Ahsoka. The story is better than Ahsoka. I'm more engaged. To Casper's body, he's like the Kool-Aid guy. He'll hold a certain amount of liquid.
Yeah.
Why couldn't like Yoda's Force Ghost be this cool?
Well, you'd be lucky if Catherine Crane knows who Casper is. She had nothing to do with it, so she never heard of it.
It was weird to walk out of that movie thinking that the ghost of a puppet had ruined my entire childhood in 1 minute.
Oh well, more treasure for Casper.
I think I had the Viewmaster disc of this episode.
More importantly, he got the treasure.
I wonder, 1956 movie going culture, were these made just to give people a chance to pee for people who didn't want to pee to watch because they're so short? Right? They weren't made for television. There's not enough TVs to
No.
make them. These are made to be seen when most Americans spent all of one day of the weekend in an air-conditioned movie theater, no matter what was on the screen, because it was air-conditioned or heated.
Well, these are for people like me. I'm so cheap I can't even pay attention.
Yeah, these were playing along with the old serials like Batman in between big features.
Right, and somebody's thinking to themselves, "Was mom or dad will go to the restroom or go to buy some more snacks. We need something for the other parent to get through with the child without anybody being offended. It has to be fun for the whole family. This is going to go on until the feature comes on 5 hours from now after Bugs Bunny and the news when we show you Gone with the Wind." Or what, 1956, when we show you Rebel Without a Cause.
Pretty much.
It's not a bad day for seriously, 40 cents.
Yeah, whatever the price. But that's how a lot of these big franchises like Looney Tunes, Casper, they all started as just the serials and movie theaters.
Well, Mickey Mouse, we've all seen Steamboat Willie. What is it, 6 minutes?
I don't recall offhand how long it was. I know it is awful short.
Maybe it's 15 minutes long, but there's no way it's 20, right? We're all
No,
kind
not
of on the
even
same
close.
page. Yeah. I think a
It's
film
less
reel
than-
was 12. One reel was 12, I think.
Yeah, but Steamboat Willie was in the 5-minute range. It wasn't a full
That's
cartoon.
what I thought. I think if we add credits, it's 6 minutes, right? We might have 30 seconds of stuff before and after, and then he whistles away and rides his little steamboat for no apparent goal that I remember. These people are so swimming in the Disney adjacent sort of animation.
All right, Jeremy, I gotta get going there.
Okay, Gorilla. Thanks for stopping by.
Good to see you,
I don't know if
girl.
I'm streaming tonight. If I do, I'm just gonna do an open panel. I don't feel like that on 5 tonight. So,
Okay.
all right, we'll see you.
Have a good one, buddy. It's weird. The background's so Hanna-Barbera, but in front it's almost Disney sort of style.
This is what Disney and Hanna-Barbera based their stuff off of. There wasn't really too much way to innovate at the time, but that's why they all looked pretty similar. For most part, this is just a matted background and a secondary cell for characters in any motion.
Well, I mean, I got to say, for them, they had so many hours or so many days to produce this for the next feature. You and I know that this is themed to whatever movie they saw, right? This was for King Kong or some movie with an exotic adventure. They were themed to the movies, and they only had X amount of time. That's a good way to divide your labor. Our characters up front will move more and have more detail, and the background can be a little more static. It's not a bad decision.
Yeah.
And then we love the Flintstones, but it's sort of as static as can be all around.
Yeah, the Flintstones was made to be a lot more economical. That's why they're able to get a actual primetime animated show.
Otherwise, you would have needed 5 teams of artists doing like each show. That was like cut for TV, huh? That ending wasn't the ending we saw in theaters, was it? Something happened there.
It may have been. Oh, this one goes all the way back to 52.
Red River with John Wayne and Lauren Bacall will be on in 4 hours, but right now, enjoy Casper. Oh, when we're at war, Casper's in the military. Wow, this is like almost a Casper origin tale. It's super early. Damn, is that his origin right here? Right here he is in New York. Damn.
Well, that's one of his origins.
That was the quickest origin ever.
And Casper's a hero. Shouldn't have kicked him out. Quick thinking for a ghost.
It's a skeleton key. I kind of remember this one too.
Yeah, these got a lot of airtime up until the late 70s, early 80s.
When they start cranking out a lot of stuff, yeah. For a while, no one realized you could make more and do anything with it.
Yeah,
Saturday
until
morning cartoons. One of the first original
did they?
Saturday morning cartoons. Maybe 1970, 75, somewhere in there,
yeah,
right?
Somewhere in the, I believe, mid 70s is when Hanna-Barbera really started the trend.
And then, like, Looney Tunes tries to follow suit with Bugs and Daffy, where they have some new stuff wrapping around the old stuff to kind of unite it. Hey, Sci-Fi Mommy.
Hey, Mombi.
Sci-Fi Mommy's a pal. She's really cool. She's been a few saving Star Treks in a row. Casper's like, I've been through this. It's hammer time with that rap and the judge.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that when my father was Irish and a cop. I'm adopted, so my dad who raised me was an Irish American cop.
Nice soft concrete.
If they could just install that concrete everywhere, car crashes wouldn't be a big deal. Well, everybody's sort of ethnic in this cartoon. I wonder how this went over in Little Italy.
Yeah, now that Casper's out of the way. Let me guess, IRS.
Oh, here comes the themes. He's like theme music for the first time in like 3 cartoons. Might have played during the opening sequences, but
Yeah, with a lot of these old ones,
oh, look how appropriate.
Yeah, he did a
1952.
lot of singing for Casper's theme more than anything.
I can sing it right now. I still remember it. I can sing some of it. Wow. Did these people not know English today with a hyphen? How come all ghosts are from New Jersey? With those voices?
Well, Jersey was sort of cheap for voice actors. And Jersey's sort of cheap for a lot of stuff that's considered unseemly.
Barney, and people from Jersey get like riffed on the most because it's near New York, and like they get called dumb when they come to town. Like the second iteration of Barney Rubble just has a New Jersey accent.
There's a young Tomcat.
That cat's not black. He's got a tuxedo. You're okay. You made your own bad luck, you idiot.
The mole's toupee.
It sort of like changes how permeable like Casper is.
Yeah.
It's a bad luck charm. It's hung upside down. I'm going to assume the other people are making Foghorn Leghorn at this point, and so they're just sort of being derivative of that in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, both should have been out by this time.
It's still pretty high quality.
Yeah.
Like this one was 51, right?
51 or 52.
Look at the backgrounds and stuff. They're a little better. Like everything's a little better than it is like just a few years later. It's amazing. The first character we see that doesn't have like a Jersey or a New York accent is the rabbit, because that would just be too close.
Lucky's luck is about to run out.
He's got 8 more lives. He's a young cat.
There's surprisingly few of these with Wendy in it.
Is Wendy maybe in the final iteration where they are kind of thinking about TV, so they name it that?
Maybe. I know Wendy had her own cartoon, not connected to Casper, but when I originally checked this to see if it was accurate, that first cartoon with Spooky, Wendy, and Hazel is as far as I got. I just assumed the rest of these would follow the same track.
We've been all over the 1950s here. My mom's gone from 10 to 17 during this viewing. That sequence really was sweet and cute.
Yeah, he's a good alternative to the over-the-top violence that was in a lot of Looney Tunes.
It's true. Although they are kind of squatting on everyone else's territory. Like this sequence is very, very Disney. Earlier we saw them messing around with that rabbit. It was very, very Warner Brothers. They give no Fs.
Well, in the 50s, a lot of these old tropes weren't established as they are today, so
Oh, I took like 3 of these
the
this morning.
connection. Yeah.
Do you keep it? I keep a jar of mean pills next to my bed. How about you?
I think he may have overdosed.
He's a Sith. His eyes turned yellow. He's a Sith. I hate you. You are my brother, Casper. I loved you. Is the horny little devil around yet, or did they take it from this? And is it the same people? Wow.
Oh no, that's been around for a little longer than cartoons have been around.
Okay. Yeah, it was probably on fighter planes and stuff. George Lucas reused this for Attack of the Clones, the second Star Wars thing I've seen in here. Is it me, or did he just essentially ghost bust them?
For the most part. But they use that bit in the Casper live action movie.
Vacuum cleaners to catch the ghost, or ghost busting?
The vacuum cleaner.
Why not just disappear and reappear? The rules of being a ghost are so strange.
That little goody
Here
two
we go.
shoes.
62. Okay, yeah, so Wendy
Yep.
comes along later. That's why there's less of her. Thank God they use regular numbers. Look how much different she looks here.
Yeah. This is about 6 years or so farther along than the first one she was in.
And in that one, she was like much more like primitively animated and less well conceived.
Yeah.
Although this Wendy certainly does look to be slightly influenced by Peter Pan's Wendy.
I think she's just a little bit older in this one.
The only people in America in this only people from America in this American cartoon are ghosts. Or Wendy.
Yeah. You'd think Bewitched would be a good selling point when you're giving them to a witch.
I like. Why would she mind? She'd be like, I just need to get them off and then figure out how to get a little more control over these because I've seen how these red magic shoes help my friends over in Oz. In the 11 years since since the first cartoon and this cartoon, the animation styles changed a lot.
Yeah. A lot more advanced.
Yeah, I don't think Wendy's older. I just they kept getting a better and better handle on what they wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Wasn't Wendy one kind of like a little less pretty and stuff? Like she wasn't supposed to. She was kind of weird looking.
No, she was always supposed to be like a 5, 6 year old, sort of like the kid off of the suntan lotion bottle.
Got ya. See, this is the most familiar iteration of Casper I know, and the one that they would put on whatever merchandise existed when I was a kid. Just like this is very Peter Pan.
Yeah.
And we've heard that line before in Disney.
Back to 57.
You can learn a lot just by watching this about like the world and how people perceived it. Like in one of the earlier ones, you could see that the airplane was so novel because most people, or like more than half of everyone, hadn't actually seen one. You know what I mean? If you lived somewhere where it didn't overfly you and you weren't near an airport.
To a point, yeah. They knew what it
Mm.
was, but they just never seen it.
Deep fascination with it until they start flying all over the place all the time.
Yeah.
By 62, pretty much everyone had seen an airplane in flight or on the ground, or both, really.
Yeah.
So while JFK is telling everybody that there might be missiles hitting all of our cities any minute, this is what we're watching to calm down in 1962. Unreal.
And that's how you make an overprotective mother.
You want something crazy? You know what the average yearly wage was in 1962?
I'm guessing in the neighborhood of 10 grand.
If you had 10 grand that year, you had an amazing year and you were just like easy come, easy go, like Reginald Van Gleason. $4,291.
Oh wow,
According
that
to
is
Google.
pretty bad even for the time.
Let's see. What was average pay in 1962? Let's check it again. 33 to 6,200 was like average. Median income was $6 grand. So that's somewhere in there. I'm assuming this is because Casper's just dumb, right? These ghosts are just dumb.
Well, he's still just a kid.
Right. He instinctually ran away from the threat, even though they would have gone right through it.
Can't scare a dead bear.
Is it a hysterical hibernation? Oh my God! So the joke is the bear is. Wait, what's going on? How can it have a ghost and be alive at the same time?
That is Casper.
Oh,
Because he was pulling his ears out a moment before.
gotcha.
They should have more
We
with
saw
spooky.
this. We saw this title before. Or is that just like generally used hide and shriek? Or are the really early Caspers part of something else called hide and shriek? I wonder. Because this one seems to be rewound a few years earlier than the last one we saw.
Yeah, they're jumping around quite a lot. The majority of these has been from 57.
The 1962 Casper is like the most familiar one to me. They definitely did a little bit more work on them. It wasn't major, but the lines at the edges of Casper go from like gray, black to blue.
I guess they had to update Spooky after this a little bit.
Now, why would he cast a reflection? There's a ghost life cycle. Wow. We can see why the Warner Brothers people changed Foghorn Leghorn's rival dog just a little, right? Because it's exactly the same as the first version right here.
Yeah, this one's closer to Spike, who was in the Sylvester and Tweety cartoons.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Yeah, they had similar rivals, right? Foghorn Leghorn. Wow, speaking of Foghorn Leghorn, here we go with the chickens.
Not in your case.
Yeah, I know. I can think of In general, the earliest ones have a rural setting and the later ones have an urban setting.
Yeah, to a point.
At least today.
Easier for people to relate to what they were at.
I think we're seeing like how much the country changed in this 11-year period, you know? Right after World War II, there was like a post-war boom followed by there was initially a post-war bust. The post-war boom's only kicking in like around 1950. Think Brian Setzer enjoyed this one?
I think this one was 54.
I didn't catch the date on this one, but
I believe it was 54.
okay. Trying to remember mentally if Korea's over. See if it has any influence on
Korea
this.
should be almost over.
Well, last one we saw, like Korea had been underway for like a year, and they were because we were at war. He was in some sort of military. It was like military themed. Speedball.
He'd be lucky to go to the dog pound. They could take him to Little Korea.
Yeah. Isn't the critical drinkers dogs like rescued racing dogs, right?
I don't remember offhand.
He said something about it at the end of his video, and that's why they're in the videos now. Try to bring attention to it. And who doesn't love the critical doggo? Oh, my favorite part of the month, my exterminator share. I'm just going to mute for a few minutes.
Oh, ha ha. Greyhound takes a Greyhound. At least he was getting out of town. Well, that gets him going. Yep, number 3 wins. Hey, Cam. Welcome to the show. And that's the end of it. Pretty good cartoons. 50s were much better than today. I'd like to thank everyone for coming by. Cam, Sci-Fi Mombi, LDG. Teague, do you have anything you want to shout out before we go?
No, hey, I'm Admiral Teague. Sub my channel. I'll be on tomorrow. We do Star Trek and other stuff. Thank you for having me, though. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot today just by watching this.
Yeah, good to have you here. All right. Next week, we'll be continuing the Halloween theme for Saturday morning cartoons. I'm going to put a poll up. Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, or the Flintstones meet Rockula and I believe they called it Frankenstone. So I'll have that up probably tomorrow. I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by. Take care, everybody.